Okay, what's going on, LBHT crew B? What is going on?
I have no idea because I just saw somebody put in our Discord a video of a group of women in skin-tight neon green
All green?
bodysuits running around assaulting people. So
I saw that, like they attacked two women on a train. All right. Look, I want to know, what did those women say? They didn't just decide we're gonna start jumping people in our green suits, did they?
I bet they did. I bet that's why you wear all green suits.
That's a good point.
Somebody put in the comments there like they thought they could CGI themselves out later.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. Look, we got a lot to talk about. All right. I put in the title, Ravens struggle, Panthers struggle. Let's talk. All right. And we're going to talk about both of our teams struggling. But we also want to discuss why my screen is green over there. What's up with that? I think are they coming for me? Are they coming for me, B? I don't know. But we want to discuss. Obviously, we're gonna get into Ravens Panthers. The Ravens, their meltdown again. The Panthers, look, it can't be one win against.
Can't call it a meltdown.
Yeah, you can't call it a meltdown. You were up 10-3.
No, you can't. All right, they're the Panthers. 10-3 is nothing. It's a one-score game. But just knock it off. All right, we don't blow leads like the Ravens.
No, you did blow a lead though.
We don't have leads.
But the fact is, one win against the Saints can't be enough to save your job. As we're talking about Matt Rhule, and we'll discuss that. Or can it? We're going to discuss Tua. We didn't get a chance to really give you our thoughts on Tua Tagovailoa, and also JJ Watt. If you didn't hear a story about JJ Watt, apparently he suffered what appeared to be a kind of like a heart attack. They kind of described it as something else, but basically it was a heart attack, and still went out there and played. So we'll give you our thoughts on that, and we're going to give you our Week 5 picks. We got a lot to discuss. All right.
Yes.
Before we get into that, here we go, guys. Listen. You see what I'm wearing? You see what B's wearing? It is getting cold outside. All right. Like rapidly. I'm not ready for it rapidly. So if you're looking for something to keep you warm, because I feel like winter is definitely coming this year. All right. Let's go right over here. LBHTShow.com/shop. All right. That's where you go to get yourself something warm, like what I'm wearing right here, something nice and toasty. This is very comfortable, actually. Every time I throw this on, I'm like, yes, this is it right here. All right. We have long sleeves, we have sweaters. What B's wearing right there, he's wearing the Ring Kings apparel. Okay, he's got the Ring Kings beanie. Are you wearing the Ring Kings hoodie? He is wearing the Ring Kings hoodie, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That is a nice sweater right there. Nice hoodie. All right. So LBHTShow.com/shop is where you can go and get you some of that merch. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. So make sure wherever you're watching, you're hitting that like button. And if you are listening to the audio podcast, because we are everywhere, you listen to audio. This comes out on Thursday at lunchtime. So I hope you are enjoying your lunch break. All right. All right. So let's get this show started. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
We do. This is going to be a pretty quick one, but one that should be very familiar to this particular audience. Okay, this is a guy who, let's see, where was he born? Let me see if any of y'all know who he is, just off of the details. Born in Beaumont, Texas, in 1934. Trying to make sure that's the right year. In 1934, he was 1935. He was a baseball player and manager, and he passed away in 2019. And it should be very familiar to Baltimore fans. Does anybody know who I'm talking about?
You said baseball?
No? You said baseball? I know you don't know.
No.
But he's got an anniversary.
Hold on. Let's see.
Well, I wasn't going to say. Yeah, so you got an anniversary coming up in a few days on October 9th from 1974. He became the first black Just Aloe's guy. I knew Just Aloe would know.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if he was here. I was like, wait, give him a second.
Robinson on October 9th, 1974, became the first black manager in Major League Baseball history. This is after a long, well, I mean, it was still actually during his long playing career. He started out in 1956. Was a 14-time All-Star, won a couple of World Series in Baltimore, their first 2 World Series in their franchise history. And he was playing for, I believe it was the Angels at the time, and he was so adamant about becoming the manager and about wanting the manager's job that they traded him because he wanted it right then. So they traded him to Cleveland, and Cleveland made him a player coach. So while he was still playing, he became the first black manager in baseball history. Like I said, he had 2,943 career hits, which is the most since 1932 of anybody who did not reach 3,000, which is kind of a weird distinction. He finished his career 4th all-time in home runs. He was top 10 in bases, top 10 in extra base hits. He was just a phenomenal player. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer in 1982. And then he went on to have a managerial career where he was one of the worst. He was actually voted the worst manager in the league 2 years in a row. Never managed a team into the playoffs. He did win 1,000 games as a manager, but that was a couple years after he lost his 1,000th game. So it was a tale of 2 careers.
It was a learning curve, and then
a tale of 2 careers there. But a Baltimore Oriole legend, Frank Robinson, first black manager in MLB history, October 9th. 1974.
Nice. Man, 1974 was not
very
long ago.
Recent. Very recent.
That is not long ago. That is not good. Shout out to Andre Mir, says, "What's up, LBHT? Thanks for coming through." Andre? Yolanda B's in the house says, "Good evening, LBHT. Looking forward to the stream." Yes, indeed. Shout out to Tracy, says, "Gentlemen, my day is made when LBHT crew comes on." Oh, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. I really do. Our guy, Coach Evans from Sip 2 Tally Films. Make sure you are subscribed to Sip 2 Tally Films. All right. Every Monday, we get the Ravens Roundtable together. It's us, Coach, OTR Mike, Ravens Online Ungatekeeper, and Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Podcast. And I mean, this is like it is the roundtable. That is the Ravens Roundtable. That's the ones you need to listen to.
And if you don't know, and if you are familiar with Game of Thrones, Coach is the lead member of Patrick's Queen's Guard.
There you go.
You can check out the video he put out the other day. I believe yesterday, maybe it was yesterday or a couple of days ago on Patrick Queen and how he really played against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, despite our attempts to snipe him out on social media, Coach did a good job defending him. Look, and he's absolutely right. Like I mean, he didn't play as bad as it may have appeared to be. It's really just 3 plays that he messed up on, but those were kind of big plays, all right? And we're expecting a little bit more from our first round pick. But hey, look, go check out his channel. Go check out the breakdown. Go check out our conversation. Great topic. Shout out to Davon. Says hashtag LBHT crew. Yes. Thanks for coming through, Davon.
House Queen.
House Queen. Yes, leader of House Queen. Indeed. Jake P's in the house. What's going on? Big Reg is in the house. Says the Ravens giving that Atlanta Falcons top out here. Oh, okay. Look, we're going to discuss it. And look, our guy Hendo's in the house giving shouts to everybody. Ravens Online Ungatekeepers, as mentioned. Yes, giving everybody a shout out. Indeed. Keenan Ricketts is here. B says we back.
Yeah, indeed.
Our guy E is in the house. Says no yoga coaches allowed. Period. Yes, that is yoga coach is who he is John Harbaugh. That's who he refers to as a yoga coach. And E, I saw you call me right before we were about to go live. You know We about to do a show. He does that all the time, though. he's making sure he's making sure we're staying on our toes. Okay. Omar Tillman's in the house. Says, "What's up, fellas?
What's up, Zaul?
Oh, Zaul, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through, Zaul. Yes, you see what he's got in his avatar there. He's got the Knicks basketball. He is a Knicks fan through and through.
Yes.
And Omar Tillman, what's going on? Yes. Look, Panthers Nation decided to come through here. Mr. Jada Six is in the house as well. Says, hey, Hendo. He says, nah, struggle ain't the word for us. More like abhorrent. Wow. Woo! Wow. Okay. All right. So, all right, we want to start with the Ravens. We want to get into Panthers stuff first.
I already put the Ravens up, so I don't want to really change it.
All right, and a quick shout out to Dandy, who's in the house as well. Okay, appreciate you, Dandy. Thank you for coming through. All right, okay, yes. Let's do it. All right, so did we stream on Sunday? Yeah, we streamed on Sunday. So we told you most of our opinions on that, and also on the round table on Monday. Look, I'm at the point where I'm not upset about it. Either we're going to be that, we're going to be a good team or we're not. And I think Sunday is going to really tell us what we're made of, right? But, I mean, let's break it down. Two big leads squandered in the second half. And there's a lot of debate on social media about who's to blame. Because if you look at the game, and I said to you, B, the defense didn't play that bad overall, right? If you hold a team to 20 points in NFL, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good day if you hold a team to 20 points, especially a team like the Buffalo Bills, right? The problem is this organization has lied to its fans and sold this snake oil that is, hey, we are going to be like the 2000s Ravens. We're going to play defense and run the ball, right? And that's the way we've done it, and that's the way we're going to continue to do it. So holding a team to 20 points is unacceptable. You got to hold them to 13.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I said on our stream, they're acting like they built a defense to hold teams to 14, and they built an offense that scores 17.
Yes.
Right? They want to win low-scoring games. But like you said, they're out here saying, oh, it's defense and run game, and you can't really do either.
No, they can't play defense because, yes, I don't think they had a bad day overall. I don't. But the fact is, they are the 32nd ranked defense in passing. I don't think they're much better running, right? They're not a good defense. We're 4 weeks in. We could say a lot of that ranking came from one game. That was a bad game.
Yeah, but you could also look at that Bills game and say, man, listen, there were a lot of open receivers just dropping passes in that game for Buffalo.
Yeah.
So it could have been much, much worse than it was, right? So you have that, and end of the game, Buffalo gets the ball, 4 minutes, walk right down the field, drain the clock, kick the field goal, win the game. So there's obviously that. The defense does need to step up in those spots. They need to play better overall, just generally. But the offense also, right? The offense scored no points in the second half. Now, I mean, Buffalo doesn't allow points in the second half of games. That's kind of been their thing. Miami's the only team who scored on Buffalo in the second half. They scored 7 points. That's all they've given up all season. But the offense, it's just not good enough. And we talked about it on Coach's stream a couple weeks ago. When everything is clicking and everything seems like it's going right, that's fine. You got Bateman. He's getting open on the slant, catching it and taking it to the house. Devin Duvernay's making contested catches in the end zone. Mark Andrews is being Mark Andrews, and all that. But when anything goes wrong, when you play a upper tier defense, when a team adjusts to what Baltimore is doing, the offense goes completely off the rails.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It is, we could say offense got to do better. We could say defense got to do better. I think in the first half, we will both say both are doing their jobs, right? Outside of a couple of things here and there, Lamar missing a wide open Andrews in the end zone, right? We talked about that. The last second touchdown that the defense gave up right before the half, right? Mm-hmm. But outside of that, we were looking at that first half like both sides are doing the job, and it looked like it was going towards a blowout because the Bills, they looked lost.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look like they have any answers, but that's where real coaching comes in. They went to that halftime, right? Sean McDermott told them, hey, this is what they're doing out here. This is what we're going to do in the second half. And they stopped the run immediately, right? We were running well in the first half. Second half, they're like, none of that. We're going to triple team Mark Andrews and force somebody else to step up. And it didn't happen. And we didn't make any other adjustments out there.
Well, now, to that point, I mean, they were able to do that to Mark Andrews because Rashad Bateman got hurt in the first half. He played, I think, 2 snaps in the second half, and then he sat out the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Baltimore has no one else who presents any kind of threat on offense.
Correct.
So I'm not going to put that on Greg Roman. He doesn't pick the players. He doesn't sign the guys. He doesn't draft players. He doesn't trade for players. They gave him a wide receiving core with one player who could threaten defenses at all.
Yeah.
And that player got hurt. So now, it becomes easy for the other team to take Mark Andrews away and say, hey, beat us with Duvernay and Tylan Wallace and James Prochet if he gets on the field. Right.
Yeah.
And, the run game, it's not great anyway. Justice Hill was given a little bit of pop to the run game, but he got hurt also. He pulled his hamstring or strained his hamstring. J.K. Dobbins isn't back to 100%, and the O-line isn't doing a great job opening up running lanes, period.
Right.
So now you're left with an offense that is really just Lamar hanging back for a few seconds, hoping somebody gets open, and then trying to run.
Yeah, no, that's it. We've been saying for a few weeks, we don't have a lot of bad things to say about Greg Roman early on. I will say this: his play calling was pretty predictable, though, as always. But we noticed about Greg Roman, right? And I think that's one of the things that kind of hurt us in the second half too, is that we didn't make good enough adjustments to, even though yes, he doesn't have the tools, but some of those plays wasn't even about not being able to block or not being able to catch. They just knew what we were doing, right? Especially on the run plays. They were hitting the gaps so quick, right? And it's just like, so you didn't change anything from the first half. It's the same exact play, it seems like. So that's the only criticism I have of Greg Roman. But at this point, that's just what Greg Roman is, right? I'm not even gonna put that on him. He's doing what Greg Roman does. I think once again, he did enough for us to be able to win that game. We put up 20 points. I don't care if we put up no points in the second half. That should have been enough to beat this team. The defense is the one that we spent all of our resources on. We went out there and spent $40 million for Marcus Williams, and he's a really good safety. He's really good. He could be a first team All-Pro safety. That's how good he's playing this year, right? Did you put that out there? Shout out to Anonymous. Appreciate the donation. Says most excellent work as always, brother man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the donation. And if you want to be awesome like Anonymous, right? We do super chats a little differently over here. Okay, right below B, $ LBHT Show. That's the Cash App. All right. Also, that pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our stream elements. Both ways, you leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice little animation right next to my face right there. Okay, appreciate that. So, Marcus Williams, we spent money on. We spent the first round pick on Kyle Hamilton. Okay. We spent the first round pick on Patrick Queen. We spent the first round pick on Odafe Owe, right?
Mm-hmm.
We, and then the little bit of cap that we did have, we decided to go, just get some bargain deals in. Calais Campbell, we brought him back, right? We went and signed Michael Pierce, right? Instead of just paying Zadarius Smith what he wanted. All right, well, we can bring back Campbell and Michael Pierce, B. Okay. Bring just a Houston back. 2 for 1. Okay. Let's go draft Ojabo in the second round, even though he's probably not going to play this year. Let's go do that. Wide receiver, we'll figure it out.
And because it's all about the situation too, right? Because George Pickens isn't the best receiver in the league, But I think that would have been a transformative pick for the Ravens offense. To roll out there with him and Bateman as opposed to just Bateman. You know?
Absolutely. And shout out to our guy Buck. Appreciate the donation. Buck? Says, need a wide receiver. Andy Isabella, clear waivers. He. Listen, I'll take him. Beggars can't be choosers. I will take them. Yeah, we do need wide receivers big time. Let me read a couple of these comments here real quick because they have a lot to say here. Shout out to our guy Keelan Johnson in the house, man. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you coming through, Keelan. Says they went all in on 2019 philosophy and it has failed and they are stuck with this team. They didn't want to adjust to the league and build a high power offense. Obviously Lamar last year here. Okay, maybe we'll see about Lamar. I think they say that they're going in on the 2019 year, but in reality, they didn't, because what made it work? That offensive line was the best offensive line in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And we're nowhere near that now. Yes, Tyler, I love the Tyler Linderbaum pick, even though he didn't have a great game on Sunday with the false starts, but he's been keeping my guy clean. Okay, he's not giving up any sacks. I think he's doing okay in the run, run blocking as well. But I like that pick. But
I still love the Daniel Faalele pick. Also, I mean, he's a 4th round pick, and they thrust him into the left tackle spot in the first couple of weeks of his career, and I think he's handled it well.
Yeah, Morgan Moses has not worked out. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Ken Zeitler. He hasn't played the best either. Usually he's rock solid. Hopefully he'll turn that around. And who is it? Is it Ben Powers that's on the left side? I mean, what are we doing? All right. Like, we've known for 3 years that he can't play.
Have you though?
Yeah, we know for 3 years he can't play. So we're wasting our time there. Like, we go from Ronnie Stanley, and I get he's hurt. Ronnie Stanley and Orlando Brown as our bookend tackles. Marshall Yanda as a guard, right? Like, now our whole interior outside Linderbaum, hopefully Linderbaum can turn into that guy for us, right? I have high hopes, high expectations for Linderbaum. Hopefully Ronnie Stanley comes back, and then we got nothing on our right tackle, right? And unless Faalele goes in there and turns into that Orlando Brown type of guy. So it's early, but if you're saying you're going all in like 2019, this ain't the way it's getting done. It's not.
Right.
And
as bad a player as Hayden Hurst is, and he is, I don't want to hear your arguments, he is. He was better than Isaiah Likely's been.
That's a fact. Although Hayden Hurst was a 1st-round pick.
Yeah. And Isaiah Likely's a 4th-round pick, and maybe y'all shouldn't have lost your mind because he caught 8 passes in a preseason game. But whatever,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Evil Lamar says Roman should have known they were going to key in on Mark. Game plan should have been with the wide receivers. But again, I think Bateman going down really hurt that.
Yeah. I mean, what wide receivers?
That's the thing. Duvernay, like, okay. And Duvernay was playing well. Duvernay was wide open. Lamar missed him on that one touchdown. Right. Wasn't Lamar's best day. Definitely wasn't his best day. And I think Ray Roman schemed up enough plays for us to win the game, to be honest. All right. But that's the problem. Okay, there were some plays for Lamar to make that we could have won the game on. But we shouldn't have had to have scored 34 points to win, right? When we're already up 17 points or 13 points, whatever it was. Yeah, 13 points at halftime. It shouldn't.
Yeah, but they were up 20-3.
Yeah,
in the first half.
The defense has to be able to do the job.
Yeah.
What comment were you looking at?
Looking at coach, man. Like, people just be accusing me and stuff, and just with nothing to back it up.
Dang, be killing Likely.
No, man.
No. The thing is, people think we crush players when we say temper your expectations on them, and then it gets into a big argument over here. Because look, every fan base does this, right? Every fan base does it, but I used to do it when I was younger too. You know, I told you guys I thought DeVar Darling was my version of Prochet. You couldn't tell me like he ran like a 4.340, and back then you run a 4.340 back then, right? The early 2000s. That's like running a 4.240. Yeah, I'm like, nah, he's that. I was like, nah, man, he's gonna be it.
you couldn't tell me the Broncos made a bad pick with Ashley Lee.
Ashley Lee from Hawaii, yes.
That was faster than God, and he was from Hawaii.
Yeah, he had like 20 touchdowns over there. Timmy Chang was slaying that ball to
him. Timmy Chang getting his head kicked in, his head coach over in Hawaii, man. I hope he turns that around.
Yeah. But, prayers for Timmy Chang, okay?
Yes.
All right, let's read a couple more here. What we got? Andre Mir says Ojabo is gonna have to ball out, and when he returns, I'm still mad we didn't take Pickens, but I don't blame them for taking Ojabo because he was first round talent, but they had hella picks move up.
So okay, he's not a first round talent.
Well, okay. No, listen, even if you believe that, and shout out to Marco G. I'm gonna read this comment in a second, Marco.
Thank you, Marco.
Yeah, appreciate it. Here's the thing about that, Andre Mears. Right, this is one of the comments I'm gonna save. Right, not to call you out. But there are a lot of people that say this. But I'm telling you now, I guarantee it, at the end of the year, at the end of the season, when we get into the offseason, one of the first things y'all going to say is, we need an edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say, we need to draft an edge rusher. You're going to look at that draft board. You're going to see who's there. You're going to look at our pick and be like, man, this guy might fall to us, man. We could use him.
Mm-hmm.
But we got an edge rusher. We got a first-round talent edge rusher right there. We just got Owe, right? You want to get another edge rusher, right? We got Tyus Bowser coming back. Tyus Bowser, he just signed a new deal like a year ago. You want to get another edge rusher, right? But that's what you'll say. Let me read Marco G's comment real quick. Shout out to you, Marco G. Appreciate that. Marco says, what's good, fam? If Bateman can't go Sunday, we better find a way to win. Front office should have accounted for this in other areas in the offseason. We lowball Zadarius, and we don't even invest the money into the left guard or wide receiver. All facts, Marco.
Mm-hmm.
All facts.
Yeah, so let's talk about this this Sunday game, because I mean I think it's unlikely that Rashad Bateman plays this week. Even being just conservative, I would expect him to miss at least one game with a midfoot sprain.
Coach said not him. He's not gonna say we need edge rusher. I feel you, Coach.
Now, offensively, I mean, Cincinnati has a pretty decent defense, right?
Yeah.
And shockingly enough, I just saw a stat saying Eli Apple has been balling out over there. I'm not sure I believe it, but that's what the stat said. But I don't know how Baltimore expects to score against Cincinnati this week. I know you're not going to lean on J.K. Dobbins. And J.K. actually didn't even practice today with a chest injury, so we'll see if he even goes. Justice Hill, obviously I think he's going to be out as well. So you may be down Rashad Bateman, maybe down J.K. Dobbins. I'm not sure how they expect to put up any points with these skill position players they have. And then you turn around and you look at the other side of the ball. And maybe you say Marlon Humphrey can, he's playing great. He's coming for revenge on Jamar Chase. Maybe he shuts down Jamar Chase. Hey, you got Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters is back, right? He's he said he's an extremely intelligent player, right? He was a former All-Pro corner. You say, hey, he can handle T. Higgins. Those two guys, they can handle them. Who's gonna cover Tyler Boyd? Another 1,000-yard receiver that Cincinnati has.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. I don't think they are going to light up the sky on us necessarily. That they are going to score, right?
I think they will. I think they score 30.
I don't think so.
Who's gonna tackle Joe Mixon?
Well, they're gonna score, but we know how to drain the clock as well. And who are the guys that are going to get it done on offense? It's going to be Lamar and Andrews. That's just who it's going to be. You can't there is no answer for Lamar, right? He may not be able to always carry the team on his back, but he can carry the team on his back, right? What we saw on Sunday was just he had a couple of misses, and that's what cost us the game. But had he hit there, we're walking out with that W. And shout out to this. When I say which coach, when we say coaches in the house, I say which coach. This is the other coach. This is our guy Jansen. What's going on, Coach? Appreciate you coming through. But I think the defense is good. It's not as good as Buffalo's, and I think we'll be able to run the ball better. I think Duvernay, he's not great, but he can make his catches. I don't think they'll be able to hold down Mark Andrews the way Buffalo, kind of shut him down. And I don't think they're going to have an answer for Lamar. Coming off another disappointing game, I think the pressure's on John Harbaugh just a little bit. And when there's pressure and there are eyes on Harbaugh, that's when he gets his team playing their best football.
Yeah, and I think Lamar always, he has a tendency to step up in these big primetime games.
Yeah.
But that's still, he can't put the defense on his back.
No.
And, look, the Bengals O-line, their new look O-line hasn't performed up to this point. They've been pretty bad.
Right.
But who's gonna test that in Baltimore?
Oh, you know who. Always going to eat. Yes, he is. Where is he? Goldman called it. Okay, Goldman told y'all. He was almost right. He almost had 2 forced fumbles and he had the sack. We're not going to discuss.
Well, he did say it was going to be 3 sacks.
Okay.
So, he did have 3. He had 3 QB hits though.
Yeah. Goldman called it. All right.
So, salute to you, Goldman.
Man, listen. Maybe last week was the beginning of Oweh just saying, "All right, I'm putting it together. I got my feet under me. Maybe it carries over against the Bengals this week against a bad O-line. Yeah, and we got JPP.
Or right? maybe he got pancaked and Josh Allen ran into him and tripped, and that's how he got his sack. And
you have to be in the right position. Okay, he was in the right position. Okay. We got over 70 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. If you are listening to this on Thursday on your lunch break, make sure you're giving us a 5-star review. Okay.
Yes.
Keelan says, Jose, you're so wrong. What? We're taking this down. He says, you're so wrong about the Bengals not being able to shut down their offense. Bengals have a top 2 linebacker unit that can cover, has a very good pass rush and corners that can cover. That's what the Bills have. Right. And we put up 20 points on them. Now, yes, they shut us out in the second half, but we were still able to put up 20 points. The Bengals are not the Bills. All right. They're good. I'm not trying to sleep on them. They're good. They're not the Bills. And what I'm saying, I don't care how good your defense is. Nobody can stop Lamar. Right? Like, we have a superstar over here. That's why we get so frustrated, is because give him a couple weapons. Give him one weapon. And our offense is unstoppable. Right? That's all we're saying. I don't care what kind of scheme they draw up. It's not good. They're not going to shut down Lamar. And Mark Andrews, Duvernay, whoever's out there, they're the benefactors of that. I'm not saying it's going to be enough to win the game necessarily, but it's not going to be a blowout. I don't think
the other thing about Cincinnati's defense, I mean, look, they had a good defense last year. I'm not saying that they're a bad defense now, but they've played one good offense, and that's Miami, and they lost their quarterback midway through the game. And Miami's offense hasn't even been great through all 4 games, right? They haven't played much of anybody yet.
Yeah. Danny says, Oweh definitely got that ball out near the goal line. Running back saved it with his knees. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Oh, look who's here. We got Mr. OTR Mike. What's going on? Says, yo, LBHT crew in the house. Yes. And you see, Mike. Look, you see the logo right there. Open mic with OTR Mike. All right. Is it searchable yet? We just started his channel. We got to look to see. I might have to put it in the chat. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. Open mic with OTR Mike. We got a couple of episodes that we are recording, and they will be out soon on YouTube and anywhere that you listen to podcasts. All right. Ravens online on. Oh no, JP is saying it. JP says Vegas says it's going to be close. Okay, it's in Cincinnati, right?
believe so, but let me check and make sure here.
Okay. He says this is definitely the type of game where Harbaugh
in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
So that's a definite loss.
Listen,
y'all can't win there anymore.
Listen, we open up the season with 3 home losses.
I mean, they've lost 5 in a row. So
yes, this is definitely the type of game where Harbaugh gets out of his own messes he's made. But is this game where number 3 starts at wide receiver for Baltimore? Channel 3, man. You know what? Look, listen. I'm gonna bring his hoodie downstairs next time. I have one of his hoodies upstairs. Okay, Channel 3 merch. You guys say I don't
keep hearing about it. We never see it.
You've seen it,
James himself.
You saw it. Yeah. But look, they have it in their records too. Okay, I purchased it from their site. They have the receipt. But I'm gonna wear it. You guys say I don't support Poche. How many of you guys have a Channel 3 hoodie? Don't buy one. Go to LBHTShow.com/shop.
It's messed up.
Well, buy one.
Oh, and breaking news: Brandon Buck called it.
What?
Andy Isabella planning to sign with the Ravens.
Is that true?
Yes.
Hey, shout out to Buck, man. Listen, what did I tell you, Buck? We'll take it. That does nothing for our offense.
It does absolutely nothing.
But I'll take it.
That's cool. So, but there also answers your question. No, James Prochet is not going to start. Andy Isabella is starting.
Listen, okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, we got to give a shout out. We got special guests in the house, B. Mr. Keeping It Real is here, man. Say, yo, what's going on, gentlemen? All-time great moment on the show. Apparently, y'all call Isabella to the Ravens. And listen, you definitely got to subscribe to Keeping It Real. All right, Keeping It Real. He does it all. Yes. He does it all. Okay, Ravens, basketball, whatever content you want, he's got it over there. And in fact, I'm putting you on the spot, Keeping It Real, but we're going to be doing some more stuff together because the NBA season is coming up soon, and we got to get you on here to discuss
Victor Wembanyama.
My oh man, yes. We'll be in touch, my friend. We'll be in touch. Okay. What's up, Kimberly Harmon? She says, "What's up with you, Lunch Break Hot Take? What's up with you, Kimberly? Thanks for coming through." That is funny. That is funny. We signed Andy Isabella. Look at that. Money making Mitch in the house. What's going on? Thank you for a donation. It says, I don't think the Ravens keeping Lamar. Everything they've done has been for the future. If you were trying to win now, you would have went and got DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, or Tyreek Hill. The Tyreek Hill one is the one that really bothers me the most right now because I understand it was a lot of money. And I knew we weren't going to do it. But, man, you don't even remember. Just thinking about it, you don't remember what they gave up. You know it was a lot, but you don't remember, really, right? Because once it's done, right? They worked it out in their cap. It doesn't really matter. They didn't take a hit to their team. They're not really missing anything other than a quarterback. We'll talk about that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like moves like that, like the draft picks, they're not going to matter, right? Like there was nothing that they gave up that we couldn't have given up, including money, to make that happen. And could you imagine this team right now be with Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, imagine Lamar's been playing like the MVP through 4 weeks. Imagine if he was throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill instead of Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay.
Well, no, including Rashad.
No, but I'm saying I say instead because Tyreek gets open.
And players like that enhance everybody else, right? Like, who's going to cover? You see what Jalen Waddle's doing. Jalen Waddle's nice. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. He was doing that before Tyreek Hill got there, but now there's nothing you can do about him, right? You have to
do is sit and thank God that they got 2 incredible deep threats and then decided to get 2 quarterbacks who can't throw the ball deep. That's the only saving grace for defenses going up against Miami.
All right, look.
Until Skylar Thompson gets on the field.
And shout out to Kali Mahmoud says this team is a joke. Look, I mean, we're 2-2. We're still in the hunt. I think this is going to be an interesting season. The moves that they're making in the front office is definitely a joke. I agree with you there. And what's up, man? Well, my most Call of Duty channel says, fellas, who's hyped for MW2?
I mean,
who's MW2?
I know Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty. I know Suge is.
Oh, yes.
I know Hendo is. I know they're going to be streaming together. They keep trying to get me to buy it. It's probably not going to happen because I'm not playing online with these 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I can get killed and sworn at.
Call racial slurs. Yeah. Shout out to Garnett West, says the best brothers in the Ravens content community, Jose and Brodny. Hey, thanks for coming through, man. And Garnett is Garnett is everywhere on the internet. Okay.
Yeah. Coach says he's excited.
Oh, see, coaches see peer pressure. We're getting pressured. Garnett is on Huddle It Up Films, right? They do a show later on tonight, and he's also
in the Spaces.
Also in the Spaces
earlier today. He keeps claiming that he's retiring from that, but he stays in there.
The godfather of Raven Spaces. Okay, yes. And also brand new first episode out yesterday, A Steel Conspiracy with Suge Knight 323. And you definitely need to check that out. Okay. Yes. That is on Suge's channel, Suge Knight 323. Suge Knight 323. Okay. Go over there, subscribe, and you will see that first episode. All right. All right. Listen, we got more to talk about. We spent too much time on this topic, to be honest. We got a lot to get through. But right now, it is time for you gambling degenerates to get your pen and papers ready. All right, because D Weezy, he wants to make you a little bit of money. Who? Yes, he does. D Weezy. Wait, who?
Who? Weezy, come on, baby. Weezy, come on, clown it, baby. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle. Weezy, come on, baby. Weezy, come on, clown it, baby. Come on, twinkle, twinkle.
What's going on, D Weezy?
You are muted.
You're muted. You're muted. All right, as D Weezy gets his audio together, yes, we're gonna be talking about the Panthers on the other side, okay? Because everyone says keep pounding.
Just throw it out there real quick right now, because we're not gonna have time to really talk about it. But Victor Wembanyama played his first game in the U.S. Yesterday or the day before. Played against the G League Ignite team. He had 37 points. He had 7 3-pointers and had 5 blocks. That's 7 threes and 5 blocks. It's something that's only been done one time in the NBA. Do y'all know who did it?
Jalen Green.
A multi-NBA champion.
Y'all can't hear me?
Yeah,
we got you.
Oh, okay.
Got you,
no, he's just saying his head because you were wrong.
Oh, I may have got his first name wrong. I heard it earlier today.
Yeah. Keep that to yourself. All right, we're gonna see if the chat can get it.
Yeah,
give him a little time to think about it. Jalen is the guy down in Houston, though, the young guy.
He's nice.
How you doing tonight, Derek?
I'm doing all right. Looking to bounce back from last week. Finish about 50-50, a little under 500.
Okay.
But coming back strong. So this week, y'all were talking about the Ravens game. I did hear somebody mention, yes, it's a 3-point spread. The Ravens are favored at home. Me, I was able to find the number, being able to get it at 4 points. I'm playing the Bengals in this one. Y'all heard me say it in the Miami game. I think this is another matchup where the Ravens secondary and a lack of pass rush is going to be the key matchup in how this game turns out. And with the wide receiver core that we see with the Bengals, it could get very scary, very quick as far as what could happen. Being that this game could be decided by a field goal, me personally, Justin Tucker is not my friend. I do not like a kicker that is that automatic from basically half the field away.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's not friendly. So being able to get it at +4 is a major difference for me in this matchup. If it was still at that -3 or +3, depending on which side you were wanting to play, I got a strong feeling this game might end on a 3-point swing, field goal to end it. Going into my next game, we got Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Eagles are -5, and I'm going to be taking the Eagles in this matchup. Again, they got a mean defensive line in Philadelphia, and I think they're going to, one, be able to get to Kyler Murray, but also they're going to be able to shut the team down in the secondary, and they also have the offense that a team like the Panthers last week were lacking to keep the Arizona Cardinals offense off the field. All this being said, I feel the Eagles will win this game by at least a touchdown, if not more. Mentioning my Panthers, they are taking on the 49ers this week. They're underdogs by 6.5 against the 49ers at home. I'm taking that 6.5. The 49ers are probably going to win by at least 10. We're talking about the number one defense in the league right now, coming in against probably the most struggling offense in the league. And that is not a recipe for any kind of way for them to be able to cover that number, whether it was 6.5 or 9.5. Like I said, I think the 49ers will win by at least 10.
Wasn't their last game the one where it was 51-13, 49ers? I'm not sure if they've played them again since then. Yeah, they laid a beating on Carolina the last time they saw them, though.
Damn.
I wouldn't be shocked, but that's, not typically games you want to remember. So thank you for that, Brodny.
No problem. So I'm here.
Yeah. And also, folks, remember to check out Old Man Gamers because it's back,
God
y'all.
damn it, yo. Wait, what?
Going into my last play, we got Tennessee Titans taking on the Washington Commanders. I'm riding with the Tennessee Titans -2.5. I think they are able to put up enough offensively with Derrick Henry and the pieces that they have there. This is more a fade on the Washington offense. I'm not sure that they'll be able to put up the points needed to keep up with Tennessee. And I'm happy to take Tennessee on the road -2.5. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was able to hang around, but I do have Raven Ron's, degenerate Ron's bets here for us. My man Ron.
I was looking for a minute, I was like, hold on, where's degenerate Ron? I don't see.
See, this is what we be telling y'all folks. The crew be coming through. I got my man covered. So my man says auto fade on the Panthers, which I completely agree with. He's taking the 49ers -6.5. Bucks -8.5. He's riding with me as we're both on the Eagles -5. And my man's even jumping on some NBA preseason action. Lakers versus the Suns. We might hear about this game a little later in the OT, depending on if anybody's a little froggy. But yes, he's taking the over on the total of 212, which in a preseason game, if you're going to touch it, I wouldn't be opposed to attacking an over in a situation. You can expect a lot of scoring. People are trying to make rosters. Defense isn't necessarily the one thing that's going to stick out. So, yeah, I could definitely get behind taking the over in that situation. So, there you have it. Degenerate Ron's bets for this Wednesday, y'all.
All right, D-Weezy. Let them know because this is the week, D-Weezy, that you get back on track minus the Cincinnati pick. This is good. This is the week that we get back to making that money. And NBA season is right around the corner. You want to talk about automatic? He was saying Justin Tucker's automatic. NBA season, D-Weezy is automatic. If like that's an ATM machine right there. Okay.
Yes.
You just if you're short on cash, just NBA season. Let me see what games D-Weezy picking. All right, let me go make some quick money.
Right? I'll say boxing too, but they keep canceling the fights. So.
No, actually, hold up. Now, I told y'all about my round robin play with the boxing matchups.
Yes.
If this fight gets pushed out to next year, it doesn't happen at all, it could be a cancellation, which means I cash out now.
There you go. All right. If you want some more of these hot bets, D-Weezy, tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, y'all can get at me at Backyard Action Media here on YouTube. And like the fella said, I keep hot bets year round. I'm watching MLB playoffs right now with 4 possible World Series winning tickets, all at least plus 950 or more at the moment. So that I'm gonna be watching out for. But you can also reach me at Twitter at dweatherly90. Keep an eye out for me. I work with LGR and my man Caleb there. You can catch my picks for even more plays for the Ravens game with Ravens Online Ungatekeeper. I'm putting in that work. You can even see my articles on the Panthers on the LBHTShow.com.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Like we said, yes, you can find him in the Discord. We'll tell you about our Discord in a minute. He's got his own channel on there, Lunch Money Bets, and he also hangs out with us on the Overtime Show. So
Hey, Saul.
Oh, listen, Saul does not.
I got a blood feud going on here.
Listen, Saul paid us good money to have your video taken down last time. So I'm just saying, don't dance too much because that price go up.
Hey, we number one going.
We'll be talking to your avatar.
Playoffs.
And Mikey says, by the way, mobile bets coming soon to Maryland. Could be in the beginning of November. That's right around the corner.
Just in time for basketball season.
There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, D Weezy, appreciate you coming through. We'll see you soon, my friend.
All right, everybody, take care.
Weezy, come on, baby. Weezy, come on, clown it, baby. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle. Ridiculous.
All right. So, like you were saying, his Discord. You can find it right here, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Okay. You sign up for as little as $3 a month. And by the way, I've been saying it for a while. I've been giving you guys time to save your coins. The price is going up. Not much. Okay. If you're in the $3 tier now, you know that's what you pay. You're locked in there. That's going to get bumped up probably to about $5. Okay. Just $2 difference. $2 difference. That's 2, maybe 3 king size Snickers bars now. I'm not sure because the price of those have gone up too. Everything's going up. But for now, as little as $3 a month, right? You can get access to the Discord. But we have 3 tiers, and B's going to tell you about those tiers real quick.
Yeah, so the $3 tier is a general support tier, but it also gets you into our NFL Pick'em League, where we give away a custom LBHT trophy at the end of the year. The $10 tier that we have,
that's the pick right there. That is the champion. Now, you can see a clear shot in the bottom left-hand corner, right? You see that fork that's sticking through the microphone? Mikey broke it. He blamed our second. He blamed our assistant producer for Rain King's podcast. Okay, little Mikey. He blamed little Mikey for it, but we all know what happened.
Okay? Yeah, and I don't know why you keep glorifying that kind of behavior. So the $10 tier will get you the LBHT Crew coin.
Yes.
It'll get you into our fantasy football league. We have a dynasty league going on right now. If there's enough interest, we'll start up a second one, but we also do a redraft league, which is just a one-season league every year. For the dynasty league, the champion gets the custom LCFL championship belt that gets mailed out to them at the end of the season. I mean, this year probably not. It's probably just going to stay with me, but that's all right. Just generally speaking, the champion will get the belt. And it also allows you to request specific content. If you want an article or video on a sports topic, we'll go ahead and produce that for you. The $20 tier is a combined tier for this show and our other podcast, Ring Kings podcast. That's our boxing show. And you get everything that I mentioned, as well as our custom poker deck featuring our top 25 boxers of all time. We did a 5-part series kind of counting down from 25 to 1. It was a lot of fun. We had some guests on. Shug was there. Our guy Deshaun. We had a lot of fun, kind of counting that down. So definitely check that out if you're into boxing at all. And all the tiers will get you into our overtime show that we do every Wednesday after this show, and also into our Discord server.
Now, you mentioned the overtime show. What are we talking about tonight? Let me give you a little preview of what tonight's show is about. Here we go. There it is. There it is. What did I just see? Was that Marlon Humphrey just with his just doing a face plant, just his face in his hands, just looking embarrassed. One more time, let's take a look there. Oh, he's like, oh, what is this? I'll tell you what Marlon Humphrey is doing right there. He said, "Why do you have me in a thumbnail with these cheaters?" Okay, that's what he's saying. I'm so embarrassed to be next to these guys right now. I'm so embarrassed. All right, first and foremost, we're gonna be talking about Marlon Humphrey a little bit. Nothing's wrong. He ain't doing anything wrong, but it's something that we want to talk about. Interesting story, right? Interesting topic. There's other two guys. One is the one guy is a chess player. We've talked about him before. His cheating, allegedly, the theory, his cheating surrounded anal beads. Yes, you heard me right. Via anal beads. This is how they said this man cheated in his chess match. Okay. If you didn't hear that story, well, I mean, we'll recap it a little bit tonight. There are some new allegations. Okay. So that was a doozer. And the one all the way to the end, okay, that was in that fishing gear. Okay. There is a fishing scandal that has rocked the core of the fishing sports world, B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have a little video footage of that. We're gonna take a look at that and we're gonna break that down because that man almost died.
I won't say he almost died, but it was trending that way. Listen, it was trending that way. They were getting ready to hand out some mob justice.
So that is coming up on the overtime show. So make sure you check that out. Okay, look.
And now to immediately bring us down, let's talk some Panthers football.
Listen, hold on. Raven Ron, you came here just in time. He said, Andy Isabella on the roster. Where you at, Pro Shea fans? Look, we'll get more into that in the bonus time, okay? But I mean, we're only 5 weeks in. I mean, I don't want to say I told you so too early. I want the season to play through, but told you so. Okay, Panthers. B, will the Panthers stick with Matt Rhule? Now, look, there was wide speculation if they lost to the New Orleans Saints, there would be problems, right? Because the losing span back from last year, what was it, like 9 games?
Yeah, that would have been their 10th loss in a row. And fans were getting a little heated, right?
Yeah,
they want Matt Rhule out, but they won the game, and then immediately turned back around and lost to the Cardinals. I don't think that owner wants to fire Matt Rhule, and I think he doesn't want to fire Matt Rhule because it's a no-win situation really. I just saw the tweet that there's, I forget how many teams, but there's a list of teams who are over the cap, over the projected cap for next year. That means even the big increase, and Carolina's one of them. And
Jeez.
you say how could that possibly be true? You don't have enough talent. You don't have enough talent for that to be true. But they're not paying for any quarterbacks next year. They don't have anybody under contract for next year at quarterback. Baker, this is his last year. Sam Darnold, this is his last year. I mean, they have Matt Corral under contract, obviously, but he's not making anything. He's a 3rd-round pick. So yeah, I mean, it's a masterclass in mismanagement because they spent all their money and they don't have any talent. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult to entice a good coaching candidate to Carolina.
Wait, now hold on. I say they're paying for 3 quarterbacks. I'm talking about the dead money.
But right? there isn't any dead money for those guys. Their contracts are all guaranteed. Baker's on his 5th-year option. Sam Darnold's on his 5th-year option. So they're just going to be free and clear. Their contracts are up.
So what's eating up the cap?
Anything. I mean, I would have to go. I didn't go and look specifically through the whole roster, but I mean, they paid a lot for. I'm sure there's some dead money in corners. They paid a lot for Shaq Thompson. I mean, I honestly don't really know. I mean, they paid a lot for Taylor Moton. They just paid DJ Moore. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey has a big hit. But it's like it's nothing that should have you over the projected cap for next season. Like they don't have enough talent for. I mean, they paid Robbie Anderson, and I know we're all regretting that one. But like it's one of those things, right? It's like Baltimore. As you start to go down,
Ravens fans, do you hear anything similar? If you just If you just tuned in and you just heard me talking, you would have sworn he was talking about the Ravens.
Yeah, you start to go down the list and you realize they paid, good amounts of money for all these guys who aren't performing, and that's kind of where you're at. But if you're talking about possibly bringing in a new coach, right? You don't have any money, you're not talented enough as is, and you don't have a quarterback, and you're down some draft picks as well. So it's a very unappealing situation. So that's why I think that owner is honestly probably not in any hurry to fire Matt Rhule at all. I mean, and that even goes beyond this season. Now, I think that it'll be too loud at the end of the year for him to keep Matt Rhule for another year.
Yeah,
but I bet I'm willing to bet if everybody just kind of turned away and just stopped paying attention to Carolina for a while and wasn't just brimming over with anger, I bet he would keep him for another season. Because you don't have to write that huge check. It gives you another year to get out of your your cap issues. Gives you another year to find a quarterback, and then you can go out and find the head coach who's going to bring you back to I don't want to say prominence. They've never been prominent, but bring you out of mediocrity, right? To help you build it the right way, like he said he was going to when he first got there. But I mean, at this point, they've got the 49ers coming up this week, and Baker Mayfield is just playing so horribly that I don't have any hope for them winning another game, period. Like, I just don't. I know that they probably will. They'll get a couple wins here or there, but I can't look at this team and say, yeah, they'll beat so-and-so. They'll beat the Falcons. They'll beat, whoever else. They're just so inept at everything that they do offensively. And you can't count on your defense to win a game. They just put Jeremy Chin on IR. Arguably their best defensive player. He's out for at least the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And so they've just got absolutely nothing going for them. DJ Moore is I believe it was seventh from the seventh from the bottom, essentially, in catchable targets. His catchable targets were at 63%. That means a third of the passes that get thrown to him are not catchable. And people wonder why DJ Moore is not producing. And the real bad part about that is his average depth of target is only 7 yards. That means he's basically standing next to Baker Mayfield, and Baker can't get the ball to him. So it's a dumpster fire in Carolina all the way around on that offense.
That means Baker came with those screen passes,
right? Like, it's just it's so awful right now. And Sam Darnold, they say he's weeks away, a couple weeks away from practicing, and at that point, a couple weeks away from being able to play. Obviously, Matt Corral is out for the year, so there's no hope of even benching Baker Mayfield to get some of the stink off of the offense for a little while. Like, it is what it is. And I mean, this is a terrible, terrible team. So I think that they're going to just kind of hunker down and stick with Matt Rhule and say again, you sit in the mess that you made.
I'm sticking to what I said before. He's getting fired. Ben McAdoo taking over. Cam is coming.
But why
back.
It won't be Ben McAdoo if they fire him. Okay, it'll be Steve Wilks. Because I mean,
I keep forgetting about Wilks. Yes,
no. Ben McAdoo has he's the
I apologize.
The conductor of this offense.
I apologize. It is going to be Steve Wilks, because Steve Wilks is loved. All right, and shout out to
I was going to say, because Steve Wilks is black and they don't have any problem kicking him to the curb at the end of the season.
Anonymous wants to know, when will Baker Mayfield be benched for Cam Newton? I added that part. And thank you for the donation, Anonymous. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
We kind of actually answered that, or I did, my opinion on that, because Darnold's not ready to play. Corral is out for the year, and there's no mystery to PJ Walker, right? We know what that is. Maybe you do it, like I said, just so you don't have to look at Baker anymore, but I don't think they will. Baker, I think, they're just gonna ride it out with him.
I think, look, I know it doesn't sound like it can happen. I know it might sound irrational, but I'm sticking with Cam is coming back.
He's not coming back.
You speak it into existence, it will happen. Cam is coming back.
Not only that, to the extent that works, speaking it into existence, it's only going to work once. It happened last year, and it was a disaster.
I didn't say they're going to start winning a bunch of games, but look.
No, I'm just saying it happened, and it was a disaster. It's not happening again.
It was a disaster, but he still filled the stadiums. They wanted to see Cam. Cam and Steve Wilkes can keep butts in their seats.
Maybe, right. But we're beyond that now.
Dandy says, I'm so disappointed in Baker because I really thought this would be a fresh start for him. I'll be surprised if he starts on another team.
Be disappointed in yourself, Dandy, because you shouldn't have thought that.
You ain't the only one. There's a few of you guys. All right, there's a few of you in here. Okay, step up. Don't be bashful now. Right? There's a lot of people saying, yeah, Baker's the guy. I know. Where is the Wonder Kid? I saw him in here earlier. Where's Nitro? Nitro was one of them. Zaul. Shout out to Zaul. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you, Zaul, but that's not nice.
He said, no more Derek on my screen. Hey, look, good news for you, Zaul. There's no more Derek on your screen on this stream. Okay. I can't guarantee the overtime show. JP says, B, I got to say, I think the Panthers are still a really solid team to me, and Matt Rhule doesn't seem that bad of a coach. Woo!
Matt Rhule is completely incompetent.
They just need someone that can complete a forward pass consistently.
Listen, you're not wrong in the idea that they have a decent amount of talent on the team. Like they're a somewhat solid roster. They're very young. They're not real deep, but they have some talent there. But Matt Rhule is a joke. He is an absolute joke, and he has the final say essentially in picking the quarterback, and he can't pick quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're one of them, Davon. He said guilty. I was holding strong for Baker. Yeah. No, to B's point, Matt Rhule is a joke. And the reason why you have a quarterback now that can't throw a forward pass is because he got rid of a guy that you had. He got rid of two guys that you had that could do that, right? You wanted to usher out Cam Newton, and then you wanted to usher out Teddy Bridgewater. Had you kept either one of them, this team wouldn't look bad right now.
No.
Right. So, but Matt Rhule decided, because Matt Rhule, he's got the control, he's got the juice over there. Okay. He makes those decisions. He decided get Sam Darnold in here because I'm a QB whisperer all of a sudden. Not that QB though. Get another QB. Give me Baker. Okay. Oh, Baker's not looking that good. Oh man. I don't know. Let me get a Happy Meal and think about it. Okay. If you guys haven't seen that video of Matt Rhule, the fake Matt Rhule getting a Happy Meal, you need to check that out. No, he's not a good coach. It's just like the Ravens. This roster is constructed the way that they want it. This is not because, what else could we do? This is what they wanted. They decided not to draft a quarterback. I know Justin Fields ain't looking great right now, right? That team is
a lot better in Carolina.
Yes, I agree. But you decided not to go for Justin Fields. You decided to push out Cam. You decided to push out Teddy Bridgewater, right? You didn't have to get a second-round pick for Sam Darnold. If you just wanted to get a quarterback, right? Like, there's all kinds of guys that can do a lot better than what Sam Darnold did, and damn sure better than Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's worse.
Yeah.
Right? And shout out to Anonymous for another $25 donation. Man, I appreciate you. He says, will Mr. Jackson be open to Panthers in 23?
I wishes. Hope so.
Well, hold on a second. Because somebody in here said, yes, GMN Stretch says trade DJ to the Ravens and trade CMC to the Bills. Okay. We're gonna get DJ Moore and keep Lamar in Baltimore. All right. Actually, they both can come to Baltimore.
Why are you trying to strip down my team for parts? We're not all they need is to find a quarterback.
But why to the Bills? Why not us? Why not? Oh, because we got J.K. Dobbins. But we run the ball. That's what we do. There's enough carries for both of them, right?
Listen,
let them both.
J.K. I love J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins ain't a reason to not go after Christian McCaffrey.
Listen, if it's between Dobbins and Christian McCaffrey, Dobbins, you got to take a seat, my friend. All right,
you got to play in Carolina, essentially.
Oh yeah, you can pack up and go. I mean, I would love to keep both of them, but
we're not taking Gus. So
how about Justice Hill?
No, thank you.
How about Kenyon Drake?
Nah.
Mike Davis?
No, already had that one.
Project
Had that one.
That's what you guys need. You need Project Pat.
We need the racist in Carolina. It's not bad enough.
Like, I mean,
you should feel ashamed of yourself for suggesting
that. Would you like one of our 8 tight ends?
Yes, actually, we don't have a tight end. I'll take likely as part of the deal.
Did we just say we can't have?
Yes, you can. Y'all wanted Terrace Marshall. You wanted him so bad. He a healthy scratch every week. I told y'all about him.
You did, and that you nailed that one. Not only did you nail that one, that was one we did a video with Engraven about. In fact, you can go look that up on Engraven's channel. I mean, you have to sift through about 1,000 videos to find it, but it's in the thumbnail. Terrace Marshall. Should the Ravens draft Terrace Marshall? Right. That's a question. Terrace.
He didn't even spell his own name right.
I know. But you can find that thumbnail. We'll be on that one. We're answering questions, and B said it right there. You do not want Terrace Marshall. He said, I don't think Terrace Marshall. And we mentioned Rashad Bateman. We mentioned
Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney. Yep, Kadarius Toney. I think one other player we mentioned. But some of y'all, or some of them that left the comments, they did not like that answer. But here we are. Okay, aren't you glad? Yeah, see, look, he was one of them. Andre Mir is leaving hate comments in the videos, on Engraven's video, my video. Look, that's why he got the laughing emoji. He says, I want Terrace Marshall. Hey, appreciate your honesty, though, Andre Mir. Appreciate it.
Panthers, we just got new owners, bro. Like, it just happened.
Man, well said. Sell it again.
One more 5-win season, he might.
He said, this isn't fun anymore. What's up, Zeke Okage? Appreciate you coming through. It says, what's good, fellas? And LBHT, I hope everyone is having a great day. And I'm predicting a primetime win just because Sunday is my birthday. Happy birthday, Zeke. Man. All right, look. We are over
saying it now because we are not going to be here on Sunday.
All right. Look, we got to go rapid fire to get through the rest of this stuff. Okay.
Yes.
We have to do our picks. The Tua talk might have to be saved for overtime show. Let's see. But it's rapid fire.
It's 8:30 already. Let's get these picks and get up out of here.
Here we go. Rapid fire. Let's go. Week 5.
All right. So Thursday night.
Wait. Before we start, I just want to say that somebody. Hold on. Before we start, I was gotta say, like, because we are everywhere. We posted this on TikTok. Somebody on TikTok pointed out that B got almost every game right. The 2 games he didn't get right, the Raiders and the Ravens.
Right. And the Rams.
The Rams, yeah, because he made that comment before the Rams game. That's right. Yeah. So B was on fire last week. I need to bounce back. Let's go.
Colts at Broncos. Colts just ruled out Jonathan Taylor. Easy win for Denver.
Man, Denver don't make anything easy. But
it's Thursday night. They home for Thursday. Yeah. All right, Giants versus Green Bay. I don't think we need to give any explanation. That's the Packers.
Yep,
all day. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. I'm excited to see this game. I want to see how Kenny Pickett does in his first start. But Buffalo's winning that game.
Yes, definitely Buffalo. Buffalo did not have a good game either against us, and they're gonna look to get right back. Yeah. To Buffalo.
Chargers at Cleveland. Is Deshaun Watson back yet? No. Chargers.
Is what's his name? What's the quarterback's name? Oh, I forget his name now.
Justin Herbert.
Is Justin Herbert's ribs back?
Yes, he's fine.
Okay,
he's leading the league in passing yards, 1,250 yards already.
Okay, I'm going Chargers.
Yeah. Chicago at Minnesota. I would love to pick the Justin Fields breakout, but it's not going to be this week. Minnesota wins.
Got Minnesota.
Detroit at New England. This is normally this would be kind of slam dunk. We don't even need to talk about it, but I'm taking the kneecappers. I'm taking Detroit over Bill.
I'm going New England.
Well, of course. Seattle at New Orleans. Now, this one, New Orleans is banged up. Jameis is hurt. Michael Thomas is hurt. Alvin Kamara missed last week. I don't know if he's ready to go this week. And Geno Smith has been playing pretty lights out. I'm going to pick I don't even know if it is technically an upset, but I'm taking Seattle in this one.
I have Seattle.
Miami at the Jets. Zach Wilson made his triumphant return. He got the win last week, and he's getting the L this week. Miami wins.
I got the Jets.
Wow.
You got the Jets. Shout out to Keelan. I'm going to read your tip in 1 second. Let's get through this, and I'm going to read your tip. Appreciate it.
Okay. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay hasn't been great this season. Atlanta has been playing tough, but I'm going to stick with Tampa. They're starting to get healthy.
Yeah, I got Tampa. They've been winning ugly, but they've been winning.
Going Tennessee at Washington, we've got Brian Robinson, making his comeback. He was activated. Glad to see him back, but I don't think that's enough for them to beat Tennessee. I'm picking the Titans on the road.
Yep, I got Titans.
Houston at Jacksonville is a pretty intriguing game. There are a couple of young teams still kind of trying to find their way, find their identity. Damian Pierce has been playing great, but Jacksonville has the coaching experience, and Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence. So I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Yeah, Jacksonville is looking pretty good. I'm going with Jacksonville.
San Francisco, Carolina. I'm taking San Francisco.
Score?
a lot to not very much.
You gotta give your score, B.
A lot to okay. I'm gonna say that without Jeremy Chin, I'm gonna say 34-14.
Look, I like to find a way to spin it to where the Panthers and Ravens can win every week. This one just looks hopeless. And Baker, if he just didn't have that confused look on his face every week, I would feel a little bit better. Right? He does not feel dangerous. He does not look dangerous. I'm going to say man, look at these scores. These are disrespectful. Okay, 31-20, 45-21.
Disrespectful to the 49ers defense. Carolina can't score like that.
Listen, Jimmy G is not putting up 45 points. That ain't happening. I think this is going to be a closer game, right? I think they're going to win it, but I'm going to say 23-13. 23-13.
Closer game still ended up being a double-digit win for the Niners.
23-13 is not. I mean, that's not a blowout, right?
I did say.
Look, Kimberly said, I said it was 6.
I said it was a double-digit win. Dallas at the Rams. Rams have been just really beat up on the O-line. Cooper Rush has been a little bit of a revelation for Dallas, but I think he gets his first loss this week. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams. I don't believe in Cooper.
He's undefeated, man. Philly at Arizona. Philly stomps out the Cardinals.
Yeah, got Philly.
Cincinnati at Baltimore. I think Lamar puts on a show, and I think Cincinnati puts on a better one, and Cincinnati wins on the road.
What's the score?
I think that Cincinnati goes over 30. So I'm going to say 35 to... I'll give Baltimore 31.
All right. Put your scores in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put your scores in the chat. My guy Antonio's here. He says Ravens by 3. That's all I got. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Baltimore's going to win this. Okay. Look, self-preservation activated by John Harbaugh. Okay. He's feeling a little pressure. He's got players screaming at him on the sidelines now. Okay. He's getting questioned a little bit. Right. We haven't won at home yet this season. And Lamar is playing out of his mind. So prime time, those questions, they get amplified. Right. The scope is on him. I think he's going to put together one of his better game plans. I think Lamar's going to execute better because he's coming off a bad game himself. I think they are going to pull off the win. Not only are they going to pull off the win, we're going to win that game 35-21. Okay.
Last game of the week, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Raiders got their first win. And they are going right back to the L column. and Kansas City takes that one. I don't want to say I think it's going to be close. I think they play Kansas City tough.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a win for Kansas City.
Yeah, division rivals, those games are always closer. But man, Josh McDaniels is a terrible coach.
He is.
I got Kansas City by double digits. All right, that is it. And shout out, we got another donation here. Shout out from Anonymous, says, thank you for another most excellent show. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you.
Want to give a shout out to Keelan for the donation. Appreciate you. Says the Ravens went full sabotage Lamar this season. Full sabotage Lamar this season. They didn't want a long-term deal, and he won't stay long-term. He's denying the exclusive tag and saying trade me after the season. His body language and tweets show it. Bucks, Dolphins, 49ers, or Eagles got him.
Well, he can't deny the exclusive tag. That's just a thing that happens to you.
Yeah, he gets tagged. He doesn't have to sign the tender. Right?
No, he doesn't have to. But
he doesn't have to. But then,
I'm just saying he can't just say don't tag me.
Right.
Yeah,
he can request. He can say, "Hey, look, just trade me. I don't want to sign this or whatever, or I'll sign it, but I don't want to play under the tag." And they can work that out. But I think they do get a deal done ultimately, right? It's just he's going to be in MVP talks at the end of the season. He may very well win it. If he wins it, you just can't. It's damn near impossible to justify getting rid of a 2-time MVP, right? That's not even in his prime yet.
If they keep looking like that against good competition, he won't want to play there anymore.
True, but money solves a lot of problems.
Everybody gonna give him the money.
Yeah,
and only one team
everybody's
has been fighting him on the money and leaking stories about how he's greedy and everything. Only one team's been doing that.
Yes, everybody can give him the money. Only one team can show him numbers, right? So before anybody can present what they can offer, the Ravens can shut it all down by saying, "All right, man, $300 million fully guaranteed. Here you go." And he's like, "Okay,
he'll say, yeah, I'll take that in Miami."
Yeah,
because there's only one team that's been trying to undercut his value.
Yes,
for the last however many months, giving him just insultingly low offers.
Yeah,
and I think that he cut off talks at the beginning of the season, and if it goes the way it went against Buffalo, like if they play contenders and they look like they're not on that level offensively for the rest of the season, like if that's how it goes,
yeah,
he's just gonna call him up and be like, trade me.
Yeah,
we're not resuming talks. You can tag me and send me somewhere else.
And you know what? If that happens, I would say good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll hit him up on Twitter and be like, where are we going? Where
we going?
Yeah.
Shout out to Suge Knight 1323. Says everyone make sure to follow. Oh, he said he called it follow Old Man Gamers. And let's get that channel to 100 subs by tonight.
I just said don't read it though.
Shout out to Brodny for bringing Old Man Gamers back. Salute to you, B.
You're not putting that on me.
All right, listen.
You are not putting that on me. Sure.
We have another defunct channel. There's a new video.
Don't say another. Like that makes it sound like we just abandoned channels, like we had a graveyard of channels. Like
my grammar
over here.
I'm sorry, my grammar was incorrect there. We have another channel that is now defunct, but kind of active. All right, Old Man Gamers. We have a video up there. There may be another video that pops up there. All right. They're trying really hard to revive it. We have some things that we have to discuss before we announce that we are all the way back. See, B took himself off screen because he doesn't want to be a part of this Old Man Gamers talk. All right. It is a video game channel. Okay. We like video games, but we're old, so we don't get to play video games like we used to. And we like to play games the way we want to play them. We don't like playing them on the hardest level, right? I don't want to play on all Madden. Okay. I don't have anything to prove to you youngsters anymore. Okay. All right. I got kids now. All right. I got a house. I got bills. I want to come home. I want to use Lamar Jackson. I want to throw for 500 yards and run for 500 yards. on rookie.
And I want Commander Shepard to one shot everybody, and just I want BioWare to tell me a story.
Look at living legend, disrespectful, muy viejo.
That's not cool, legend. That's not cool.
All right, okay. We'll talk about this real quick, and we gotta get out of here, and then we might leave you like 60 seconds for bonus time. Okay. Tua, Tago Vailoa. I pronounce his name differently every time I say it. Tua had 2 concussions, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Shout out to Hendo for a donation. It says, thanks, Brodny, for pushing so hard to get old man gamers back.
the worst people, yeah. The worst people.
No, okay, listen. So when the Dolphins played the Bills, Tua suffered a concussion. Mm-hmm. Now, they've lied and said that it wasn't concussion. It was actually his back. That wasn't it. It wasn't the concussion that that was making him all wobbly in the legs, not be able to stand up, right, falling back down, needing his teammates to carry him to the sideline. It wasn't that. It was his back. He passed. Mm-hmm. He passed concussion protocol, B, yes. Right, and then he went on a few days later on Thursday night to play in that game. Gets thrown down the same way. That's the scary part. It was the same way. He fell on the back of his head. And, like his arms, like he does a thing when you get knocked out, arms get all stiff, like his fingers are all locked up. He can't move. And they had to cart him out. So naturally, people are disgusted by that, and they want answers. Like, hey, why was he out there in the first place? Mm-hmm. He essentially got 2 concussions in a matter of days. It wasn't even a full week, right? That's lethal. Mm-hmm. And you had people kind of pushing back a little bit, saying, hey, like they did what they needed to do. This is the concussion protocol. He passed protocol. But then NFLPA does their investigation, and what do you know? Turns out the guy didn't follow protocol.
Yeah.
Right? The doctor, what I forget his title.
I don't remember his title, but he doesn't have it anymore because he got fired.
Yes.
But yeah, the doctors who work for the teams are not there with the player's best interest in mind. They work for the team. And
he's supposed to be a neutral.
But you're never going to be neutral, right. when you're with that team, when you're at the facility, when you're on the sidelines for that team and everything. The team wants their players on the field, and it's their job to get them on the field. This isn't the first time that we've seen something like this, and we all laughed about it when it was Ben Roethlisberger, right? When he got a concussion and he went back in the game and threw an interception because he clearly had no idea what was going on, and they pulled him out again. He shouldn't have been playing,
Yes.
But the league does not take player safety seriously. They never have. I doubt they ever really will. They better hope that Tua recovers, and recovers well and gets back to his normal self. It doesn't have any long-term effects. But yeah, this is something. It's a big story because of how kind of graphic it was. Seeing Tua laying there with the just frozen, and he couldn't move his fingers, and he was kind of and they stopped the game, carted him off, and everything. But this is something that happens all the time in the NFL.
Yeah. Do you know what they do in other sports like MMA and boxing? When you get knocked out, you're suspended, right? Not like a disciplinary suspension. It's you're not allowed to fight for a certain amount of weeks or months or whatever it is, right? I think it's like a couple of months.
Yeah, like usually 3 months or so. It varies depending on the severity of the damage that you take in the fight. You don't even have to get knocked out. In like boxing, you get a suspension after your fight just based off of how much damage you take, how many punches you take. Yeah. You're supposed to just go home, no training, no fighting, no sparring, nothing like that. You have to just go and rest and recover.
Yes.
But in football, 7 days.
And what is it in hockey? I think hockey has a lengthier.
That I'm not sure about hockey because I don't watch hockey, but
because who was it? Was it look, if you're a hockey fan, you can correct us. We don't watch hockey. Forgive us. I want to say it was like Lemieux, not Lemieux.
Sidney
Crosby.
But what happened with him? He was getting concussions repeatedly, and he was missing a lot of time. But then they found out that it wasn't actually concussions that were causing all of his symptoms. It was something else. I guess you could say they misdiagnosed the concussions, but they fixed what I forget exactly what it was, but they fixed that, and then he was fine moving forward.
Yeah, but he sat for a while.
Yeah, he sat for a long time.
Yeah. But the NFL just doesn't take that same kind of precaution with their players, and it showed. And I think it's comical how they tried to make it seem like we don't understand. Like, no, we're not doctors, but we know what we're seeing out there, right? Like, we know what it is. And even on Thursday night when he got knocked out, they try to say, "Oh, it was a neck and back injury."
Mm-hmm.
No, that was his head. That was a concussion, and that's the second one he's had that week, right? So, yeah, that's something that needs to be brought to everybody's attention. You need to put more pressure on the NFL to change those those habits, to change that culture. And the other person I wanted to talk about was JJ Watt. Now, what happened with JJ Watt? It wasn't officially a heart attack, right?
He went into AFib, and they had to shock his heart back into a normal rhythm. And then he played a few days later. And this is similar to Tua. I want to say with Tua, but with concussions, it's a little bit different because that's a brain injury, and you're not necessarily going to be yourself. You're not making good decisions, when you're concussed. But JJ Watt, I mean, you gotta just say, I don't need to play this week, right? But that's kind of the culture of football, where it's, hey, get on the field no matter what it takes. That's something that was going on with the Steelers and Chris Kimoatu for a long time, right? And he wasn't right. He wasn't healthy, but they kept shooting him up with drugs, getting him out on the field, and he very nearly died because the doctors were not, they weren't looking out for his best interest. He was kind of, I don't want to blame him, but he was kind of going along with just what the doctor said and saying, hey, yeah, they say I'm fine. I don't feel fine, but they say I'm fine. I'm going to go out and play. And it turned out that he needed, I want to say it was
his kidneys.
Kidney transplant.
His kidneys were almost done, right? Yeah. And when he finally went to a private doctor, they told him, you're lucky to be alive. And his brother, I forget his brother's name, Make, he played for the Ravens.
And the Panthers.
Yes, and the Panthers. My bad. He played for the Ravens and the Panthers. He had to donate his kidney because they're large human beings, and he needed a right.
I suppose he didn't have to, but he loves his brother. So.
Well, no, they said they needed a match, and his brother was a match.
I know, but I'm saying he didn't have to.
Well,
they can't force you to donate a kidney.
Well, yeah. So he donated one of his kidneys, and that forced him to retire, right? Retire earlier than I'm sure he wanted to, but. Yeah, that was. I mean, you talk about negligence. You damn near killed the man.
Mm-hmm. And a lesser, a less severe example was Fred Taylor. He said that after he retired, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard it on the. It was still I Am Athlete at that point, but he talked about how he had played for several years with torn labrums, with 2 torn labrums, and the Jaguars doctors just never told him. And he was just always hurt. And he was just like, it is what it is. I'm a football player. You're never all right. And it wasn't until after his career that he got checked out and found out that his labrums had been torn. Right. And then he was able to get healthy and but these teams are not at all looking out for the best interests of the players. I mean, every single player, whether if you have an injury, you need to get a second opinion. From someone outside of league circles. Yeah.
Living Legend says Tua Soul still at the crossroads after that hit. Yeah, so
that's not funny.
Z the Beast coming in at the very end. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. We're gonna wrap up here soon. I'm just reading a couple comments. We are officially in bonus time. Go ahead and put it on the screen. Bonus time. bonus time. Okay, this is going to be the fastest bonus time you've ever seen. Kimberly Harmon says this is the longest live stream I've ever been on. Kimberly, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. But I've seen some live streams that go like 8 hours. This is nothing. But I'm glad that you reminded us that we do need to wrap this up. Spooky J, oh, look at this. And I'm gonna miss everybody. You guys are so mean. You're so mean.
I was just listening to that song for the first time in forever yesterday. It's not even the best version of that song.
Kimberly says, I used to play games on my PlayStation 2 since I was in high school. Yeah, we still play video games when we can. Yeah. It's just hard, we just, being an adult and having responsibility, it sucks. Maston Park says, I'm 46 and I still make time for some Madden. There you go. We don't really play Madden like that anymore. I'm not a big fan of Madden anymore, but this year wasn't too bad. And the NBA 2K.
Yeah, I got to hop back on there. I'm playing the NBA eras. I started in the Magic and Bird era. I got the Houston Rockets. I got Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing and Scottie Pippen and Detlef Schrempf. Okay, I'm about to sell off Patrick Ewing and get me Shaq in a minute. Got to get back on there with some titles. Some more titles, I should say.
Hendo wants to know, when do we get 8 hours? I'm gonna tell you when, Hendo. Okay, about 100,000 subscribers later, and a lot of sponsors that are going to sponsor that 8-hour stream.
When we don't have jobs anymore because this is it. Is when you still don't get 8 hours, but you get close.
When you see when you see Nike commercials during our streams, right? Because they're sponsoring this show. Okay, that's when you might get a longer. It won't be a continuous 8 hours, but you'll get a lot more videos. I'll promise you that.
Yeah.
If we don't make the playoffs, does John get fired? Yes.
Yeah,
he's
he
toast. Listen, even if we make the playoffs, he could get fired. It depends on how we go out in the playoffs. Just making the playoffs isn't going to save his job. I don't believe. Yolanda.
That's right, Zaul. I did right by him. I got him a couple rings.
There you go. Yeah. Yolanda is saying hashtag 2 hours. No.
Again, we stream for 2 hours every single week.
Yes. And shout out to Money Making Mitch, said, y'all some old heads. Who plays the eras in NBA 2K?
Wow.
Right here.
That's disrespectful.
This guy.
I hate to break this to you, Money Making Mitch. It's the best part of the game, and it's the only part of the game that resembles basketball.
Listen, you want to know what mode I play, and B can confirm this. There's only one mode that I mean, look, I play that eras because it's different, but I like to play. I like to play the superstar. Not what's it called? The
My Career.
The My Career. I like to play the My Career. Look how this is how long I've been playing it. It used to be called Superstar. I like to play the My Career offline. Okay, I do not go to the park. Right? I'll buy a little.
It's the city.
The city. I don't like to just run around in my sweatpants and brown shirt. So I'll gear up a little bit. I'll buy a couple items. But other than that, I just want to play by myself. Okay, don't invite me to meet you at one of the courts. All right, me and B did that one time. We went up 20-2 on these guys, and they came back and beat us 21-20. All right, it was not good times. So yes, I took my ball and I went home. Okay. Sharon, what's going on, Sharon? Appreciate you coming through. Says Jose accepted Lamar Jackson is out of Baltimore in 2023. Listen, I've accepted it well before you guys did. Trust me when I say. Well, so when I say I think he's gonna stay, that's not from a, I don't believe he could possibly leave, right? I just, I feel like, they are gonna work it out, but trust me, I'm all good. I'm all the way good if he leaves. Okay. Because more so than being a Ravens fan, right? I'm going to root for the black quarterbacks and the black coaches in this league. I know how black quarterbacks have been treated historically. I see how our black quarterback is being treated, and I'm not going for it.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't owe these teams anything, right? You don't owe them your loyalty. They're not loyal to you, right? All the city is telling them is to keep Lamar, and they're like, we'll see. We'll see if the price is right. So look, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good on that. And shout out to Money Making Mitch says,
thank you, Mitch.
Playing my career and not playing Park should be against the law. Look at you.
Listen, I agree with you on that. My career sucks.
It does not suck.
It sucks a lot.
It is so much fun.
They need to overall that thing.
You only need to, and you only need to get to about a 75 overall. And you could be LeBron out there.
You don't even need to be that good.
Listen,
right?
Listen, you guys go away. Leave me alone, okay? You like you guys want to go. You want to go to the park, okay? You want to get on your headsets. You want to talk trash to each other. You want to troll each other, okay? You want to make these demigods in the game, right? And just take advantage of old heads like me that are trying to play the game the right way.
The last time I played my career, I had my guy was Rookie of the Year, League MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and we won the finals after going 79-3. And that was because I only started 79 games. and I just never touched it again. It's awful.
Listen, I'll run it. I'll play all 82 of those games. I'll play all 82 of those games, and I'll run it back the next year. I love it all. That's how I play. All right.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go. All right. Hashtag no 2 hours. All right. We are going to start the Overtime Show. We have some topics on the Overtime Show. We can discuss some more of this stuff there as well. If you want to be a part of that Overtime Show, keep this conversation going. Patreon.com/LBHT Show.
What's up, Ferris?
Ferris says, I dropped 100 multiple times a season. That's what I'm talking about. Like, do you think the Ravens will get a new head coach next year in 2023? Yeah, I do.
Yes,
I do. But yes, because we covered it up. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right, that's where you can go and for as little as $3 a month. You can check out the Overtime Show. Like I said, we're talking about cheaters. Okay, everybody loves a cheating scandal. Okay, and we have 2 stories to tell you. Once again, I'll bring it on screen just in case you missed it before. Let me see if I can find it here. Right here. Yes. And that is Marlon Humphrey in there. We're going to be discussing Marlon Humphrey. He didn't do anything wrong. But there's he didn't do anything wrong. It's not about him. He did nothing wrong. But I put his picture on there as clickbait. But we are going to discuss him in a commercial he was in. And it's going to be more about that that commercial than him. But the other 2 that you see on there, that's some cheaters, B. Allegedly. Well, one is not alleged. One is thankful Yolanda. That he got to escape with his life. Appreciate you, Yolanda. Thank you so much. Might as well go to 9. Whose side are you on here, Hendo?
First of all, I'm offended that you think I know what Jack Harlow looks like. But no, it's not.
It's not. All right, we're getting out of here at 8:59. Okay. Patrons, give us a couple minutes. We're going to get the Overtime Show started. Everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, I hope you had a 2-hour lunch break, or listen to it on your way home. Or at work, but we're getting out of here. B, are you ready?
I'm ready.
B is ready. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Peace out.